Hello guys and welcome to a special video about the announcement of a new sim racing title called Le Mans Ultimate. Le Mans Ultimate has been announced to be released in December 2023 and it will be the officially licensed game for the FIA World Endurance Championship and the iconic 24 Hours of Le Mans. For today, I've received a couple of original screenshots from the officials that I'm able to present to you today. And currently you can see the slideshow on the screen with all the impressions that we get from the game in the current stages. If you are a close follower on this sim racing channel, then you might be like, hang on a minute. Those pictures, they look pretty familiar. And you are right about that, because as you can already imagine, that the developer behind this title is Studio 397. And Studio 397 is obviously owned by Motorsport Games, being the team behind R Factor 2. The game will be based on the 2023 calendar and regulations, featuring tracks such as Bahrain, Fuji, Monza, and of course Circuit de la Sarre, better known as the track in Le Mans. This also means that the cars are going to be LMH, LMDH, LMP2s, and GTE category, as they are the current regulation in 2023 in the World Endurance Championship. A first glance of the game can be experienced in the Fan Village, by the way, that will be hosted in the upcoming 24 Hours of Le Mans race this weekend, and it will be accessible in the public area, where you can either drive the Porsche 963 hypercar or the Ferrari 488 GTE and emulate their real-life heroes by completing laps on the track. Beyond, these cars will experience more hypercars such as the Ferrari, the Peugeot and the Toyota in the full game when released, as well as high-fidelity models of the cars and circuits. Class-leading physics and performance from the physics engine behind R Factor 2 will be brought into the new game, as well as further innovative gaming and competition features associated with endurance racing. That means that, for instance, the online gameplay will be powered by a feature called Race Control, which is a new development from the Motorsport Games that powers an interactive multiplayer experience. Features will also include both competitive and more casual races, as well as the ability to host a private session. But most innovatively, the game has planned to include a collaborative asynchronous race mode, whereby a team of players can undertake their stints at a time and date that suits them, with each member fitting into the time into the car around the commitments or the time zone restraints. So that will be an interesting one to look out for sure. If you cannot make it to this year's Le Mans race, where you can have access to the game as it's in its current stages, no worries, then we got you covered, because if you're following the Le Mans Ultimate on the social media platforms, or if you visit www.lemansultimate.com, then you will find more news about the game, and they will also make sure to be at more racing venues throughout the year. However, interestingly, one thing remains to be said, which is, how will the game proceed in the future? Well, first of all, Le Mans Ultimate won't be released as a yearly title, but will continuously develop as the season go on, and will always adapt to the latest developments and changes as much as possible, just as the regulations of the FIA World Endurance Championship evolves and keeps developing. So that is all we know for the moment about this title. And obviously, I will say two things now. Motorsport Games and Studio 397, they run R Factor 2, they will run Le Mans Ultimate. What would that mean for R Factor 2? Give me your answers, give me your thoughts on that. Give me your expectations of that down in the comments area below. I personally have a very good feeling about this for both R Factor 2 and Le Mans Ultimate. I see a lot of collaboration probably going on there between those titles, since they are being made from the very same from the very same manufacturer and developer. So I think this can only mean good things in the future. But what is your thoughts? What are your ideas? What are your suggestions? And what are your opinions on everything that you've heard so far about the Le Mans Ultimate game? Guys, put it down in the comments area. We'll get your answers, questions. We'll get into a discussion, and we will see what we are thinking about the future for sim racing with Le Mans Ultimate coming towards us at the end of the year.